We are starting this butternut squash soup. See, butternut squash. And I got the tiniest one they had because it's just for me. That sounded funny. Because so anyway, so I had to cut this recipe down. If you have a bigger squash, do everything else bigger too.
Okay.
Got it? Okay. I've dealt with these little suckers before.
What's this on the stove?
Oh, that's the veggie stock that is in the last post I did. And I can I'll link it below, but it's half the recipe. I just half the recipe that's on there. And it's basically just a soup base or veggie stock without veggies.
Right.
So,
okay.
Dealing with these before as I've always put them in a crock pot and cooked them. Whole in the crock pot. Don't be scared to do it. They don't blow up. Just watch it after about 4 hours, watch it, make sure it doesn't get too soft, but it works. Just don't burn, let it go. Can't do that. So I gotta cut raw. And I know how bad it is to cut raw. That's why I started doing them in the crock pot. So we're gonna try this way and hopefully it'll work. But this knife is not sharp and I'm not that strong. Wow.
But hey.
That worked.
That part worked.
Okay.
Hey, you're stronger than you thought you
That
was.
went easier than I thought. I was prepared with the hacksaw.
We had a hacksaw. We were going to tear into that thing if we had to.
Just prepare, but I guess I don't have to.
Okay.
Oh, little squash have little seeds.
Not quite a perfect little half there.
No, not at all. But all you gotta do is dig the seeds out now.
So what are you're gonna chop this up into cubes?
Yes, I'm gonna try and peel it with a vegetable peeler, which I'm not real sure this vegetable peeler is gonna hack it, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna seed this out and peel it with vegetable peeler, chop it into little bit cubes, and chop some onion and garlic and put it in the frying pan over there.
Okay. Okay, just so anybody that's new to butternut squash, when it's in the raw form like this, it is very difficult to work with. It is one tough squash. It's really hard to get the skin off of it. Do not try to peel this like an apple like you would when you were a kid with a little pocket knife and pull it towards you, because number one, it's almost impossible to do, and number two, if it slips, say goodbye to your thumb. So we tried a vegetable peeler, that didn't work.
I think if we had a real vegetable peeler it would work.
Maybe a real one, but yeah, it seems to me that the best way to cut this stuff is away from you without your fingers in the way. So, veggie stock is simmering. Ooh, smells good. It's more of an herb stock, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a soup base, you could call it.
Right. But we had this with the noodles.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, and it was good. Okay. Adjust the heat on that. I will let her continue to.
Yeah, just so you know, if someone else has a better way to do this, besides cooking it first, because I don't have a...
Yeah, if you don't have the means to cook it first, this is pretty much what you got to do, as far as I know. So, but yes, if anybody has any other suggestions,
please.
Bench grinder, chainsaw, something like that, just feel free to let us know.
Not doing nothing special. The stock got done perfectly. It tastes great. I'm going to pour some of it onto the squash,
which is cubed.
Myself,
onto yourself.
Cubed. And I'm going to start that cooking because I want this to get really like mush almost. I want it like super, super soft. So I'm going to start that cooking in here while I chop up a quarter of this onion and 2 cloves of garlic. And then I'm going to go in there and then I'm going to saute that until the onions and garlic are all done, and then until the squash get really done, and then we'll go on in there.
Okay, sounds good. So,
yep. I'm sorry I'm breathing heavy. That butternut squash kicked my butt.
Yeah, but it's all cubed now.
We have a button for that.
Okay, so she just poured some beer in there. It seems that beer is a go-to for just about everything we cook.
It is.
Adds a lot of good flavor to stuff, so that's good. Anyway, this is simmering away. She's waiting for the squash to get tender enough to where she can throw it in the blender and turn it into a soup.
I will not, again, discuss the attributes of this blender. That's good, but I'm going to see what happens. I don't really know how well it's going to puree up. So we're going to do half a time. Maybe we'll be able to get it all in there. Don't do this. I always say that, but don't do it. Okay. Now, that said, it needs, I called for a half a cup of soy milk, so I'll put a quarter cup in here.
Because you're only doing half the recipe.
Well, I'm only doing half it at a time.
Oh, that's right.
Recipe,
That's right.
I'm only doing so a quarter cup, but it's really a half a cup to have to do the other 1, 2. You know what I mean? Soy milk. And a quarter teaspoon of Tony's. Okay, I think it calls for oh no, it calls for a whole teaspoon, so we'll do half. No, I mean, I invented it if it's too spicy. We'll taste this first one, and if it's too spicy, we won't put any in the second batch.
And then just mix them both together and everything will even out.
Actually, I'm just doing a quarter teaspoon.
Chicken.
A spoon?
Doesn't fit.
It don't come. It fit in there. It just won't come out. There it went.
I guess you're just gonna have to do your best to pour it.
I think I did it the wrong way. I think I gotta do it this way. There, see? I made it scratch right off. See?
Oh.
This time I'm going to use a spoon instead of my fingers. Going to add just a touch of this, just to give it a little smoother. And that's the only reason why. There's really no measurement for this, it's just more of the...
However you want it. Same spoon, but at least it's not my finger. You're getting better.
Okay. Since that is like super, super yummy, it's going to be put in here because my blender's not big enough to... It did handle that pretty well.
It didn't do too bad. No. Okay, so you're going to do...
Yeah, now we're going to do the rest of it, but... No, I think I'm right. Yeah, it'll be fine. That worked out perfect. I probably won't use quite as much of the veggie stock this time because this stuff's...
Yeah.
I don't have the whole... It's going to be less than that one I just made is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, cook it till it looks like that. Cook it till it's like mashed looking.
Yeah.
Let it cook because you're going to put it in the blender and it's got to be soft enough. Even a big blender, it still needs to be soft enough. And it gives good flavor and it only takes a few more minutes to do.
Okay, so you're going to do this for the second half, and then you're just going to mix those two together and
warm them up and put them in a
warm
pretty
them
bowl
up
and
in
take a
a
picture.
pretty bowl picture and all that. Okay, all right. Okay, so, oh, right next to the hacksaw. Hacksaw out of the way.
That's my kitchen.
Finished product in a bowl. Okay. What are we waiting for on this? The sour cream?
The garnishment.
Waiting for the garnish. Okay. And the finished product.
Yep.
All right, there it is. Vegan homemade butternut squash soup with vegan sour cream and parsley flakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Ta-da!